Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 2022 Fall Civil and Environmental Engineering Graduation Ceremony. Would you please stand as we honor our graduates? Thank you. You may be seated.
Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of the faculty and staff, I extend special welcome to the families and friends of our students who join us to celebrate this milestone. And I'm particularly happy to hear the voices of the future civil and environmental engineers somewhere in the room. On behalf of the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, I want to congratulate our Fall 2022 graduating class. I'm particularly proud of this graduating class who exhibited incredible flexibility, resilience, and camaraderie, like only Pitt engineers can. They faced the challenges of having to switch from remote to in-person to back to in-person, including on their work projects, group projects, and assignments. But judging by the outstanding senior design projects they presented this week, I think I can only congratulate you on your perseverance and inspiring innovation and team spirit that you exhibited in these difficult times. You're awesome, and you make me very proud to be a member of this family. The reputation of both the university and the Swanson School will set you apart from others in your field. You're about to begin incredible journey as you transition from students to alumni and take your first step into a career, research position, or even a pause to decide what comes next. Graduation from college is a time of great joy and anticipation for both students and their families. The next few days will mark years of study, end of the years of study, individual sacrifices, but it will also culminate in a set of experiences that will live in your memories forever. Whether you prepare to enter your profession or continue your education, I hope, upon reflection of your time spent here, you'll take away a sense of pride and achievement in yourself and in your department. As alumni, I hope you'll continue to stay in touch with us and always be proud to be a graduate of the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering and part of the international family of Pitt engineers. Now we're going to start with our program, and I will invite Professor Stephen Sachs. But to first present the outstanding seniors for civil and environmental engineering programs.
Thank you, Dr. Vidich. Our fall 2022 civil engineering outstanding senior is Gary Skewley. Gary is a proud Pittsburgh native with a passion for civil engineering. His passion began the same way as any other civil engineer, from building Lego sets and the excitement of sitting in big construction equipment as a kid. Gary focused his studies on structural engineering and completed his degree in true Pittsburgh fashion with a senior design project of a bridge made of steel in Pittsburgh. In addition to his academic studies throughout the past 4.5 years, Gary gained a variety of professional experiences through the co-op program and a summer internship. His experience in bridge construction, estimating, and structural consulting have inspired him to pursue a career as a structural engineer. Outside of the classroom, Gary enjoys spending his time with his family, friends, playing and watching soccer, exercising, fishing, hiking, and is an avid Pittsburgh sports fan. Some of Gary's proudest academic accomplishments include being awarded 3 merit scholarships, the 2021 Construction Advancement Program of Western Pennsylvania Scholarship, and being awarded the 2023-2024 Euler Graduate Fellowship to support his pursuit of a master's degree in the Eager program, focusing on structural engineering and mechanics. Among these accolades, his most significant accomplishment is today when he becomes the first in his family to graduate college. Following graduation, Gary will begin his graduate studies at Pitt in January. After graduate school, Gary hopes to enter the industry as a structural engineer and obtain a professional engineering license. Later in his career, Gary hopes to return to the academic realm as a professor with industry insight to give back to the academic community, which has given him so much, as well as help foster future generations of engineers. Gary would like to thank all of the faculty, staff, and fellow students who have contributed to his amazing undergraduate experience. He would also like to give special acknowledgement to his friends and family for their continued love, support, and sacrifices, and for shaping him into the person he is today. Gary, come on up. We'd like to present you with a plaque commemorating your achievement as Outstanding Civil Engineering Senior, as well as being nominated for Pitt's Co-op of the Year. And for the environmental engineering, our outstanding fall 2022 senior is Evan Trump. After declaring his major as environmental engineering at the end of freshman year, Evan joined the Hague Research Group Lab as a student researcher and continued to be an active member of this group throughout his time while at Pitt. While within the Hague Group, he aided the research spanning multiple topics, including self-healing of concrete and the growth of pathogens in shower heads. During the summer of 2022, Evan was named the Charles and Linda Sorber Scholarship while completing research with the Mascaro Center for Sustainable Innovation, in conjunction with the Hague Research Lab. Evan has also been an active member in 2 student groups on campus. With the American Society of Civil Engineers, he was an active member of the environmental competition team for both the Ohio Valley Student Region 2 West competitions and with the American Academy of Environmental Engineers and Scientists, where he served during his senior year as the club's business manager. Additionally, Evan has completed 2 rotations with the co-op program at Langen Engineering and Environmental Services. He would like to thank his family, friends, and the Hague Lab for their unending support in his academic and personal pursuits. Evan, please come up and we'll present you with a plaque for commemorating the achievement as Outstanding Environmental Engineering Senior this term. Thanks once again to our outstanding Fall 2022 seniors.
Congratulations to both of you on your great academic achievements. This year, our graduating cohort selected a faculty member to address the class. I'm proud to announce that our graduates have chosen Dr. Steven Sachs for that honor. Dr. Sachs was born and raised in Greensburg, PA, and graduated from Hemphill Area High School in 2008. He received his BS and PhD degrees in civil engineering from the University of Pittsburgh in 2012 and 2016, respectively. Stephen has previously been employed by the Municipal Authority of Westmoreland County and PennDOT. He's currently the Associate Chair for Undergrad Studies in the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, and I hereby welcome Dr. Sachs again to the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Vidic. Long time no see. All right. Good afternoon, friends, family, Pitt Civil and Environmental Engineering faculty, and of course, the Civil and Environmental Engineering class of fall 2022. I would like to thank the graduating seniors for asking me to speak and share in your achievements, pride, and happiness here with you today. Your journey has been a unique one. When I met most of you as sophomores, you were just getting your college journey underway and still learning the ins and outs of university life and just getting started in the civil and environmental engineering curriculum. Little did we all know that a pandemic was looming that would force us to greatly adjust everything in our day-to-day lives. I look out and I see many of you that were in materials of construction with me and or seminar that semester when we didn't return from campus after spring break. Just when everything was starting to become familiar to you on campus, we had to learn how to make do and completely adapt in an unfamiliar territory and terrain. The following roughly year and a half was a roller coaster of virtual classes, online exams, remote and hybrid work at your co-ops or internships, maskings and vaccinations, probably logging more hours on Zoom than you ever care to do again. Right? But you all adapted and persevered. Now you've all come back to take classes and finish up your undergraduate studies in what has become the new normal. Things have once again to feel sort of as they did when I all met you, but we are all changed. I've lost a little bit more hair, or a lot if I'm being honest, and I'm also grayer. And you all have become resilient problem solvers who have developed and honed your knowledge and skill set and are now waiting to receive your diplomas. While preparing these remarks, which I promise I didn't start this morning, I reflected back to when I was in the exact same seats that you find yourselves in here today, sitting there in the regalia, waiting for my name to be called. I went through the process that many of you have done over the last few months, going on job interviews, maybe applying to grad school, preparing to, taking the Fundamentals of Engineering exam, and trying to complete those final elusive credits. I was excited and anxious and not entirely sure of what comes next and what it actually means to be an engineer. So if you're feeling that way, know that you are not alone. So today I'm going to talk to you as if I could go back in time and share a few things with myself when I was also trying to start out a successful career in engineering just as you are. So here are a few things that have served me well when starting my career. The first is that hard work matters. A perfect example of this is the success that you celebrate here today. As you think back over your undergraduate or graduate years, how many people have started this journey with you that are no longer here? How often did you have a friend or roommate who would whine or complain during the semester about having to work long, hard hours, knowing that that would be expected of you as an engineering student? In fact, those of you listening here today know that with determination and hard work, you can accomplish what few others can. You have succeeded in doing this by being here today. In your future endeavors, take on the tasks that seem daunting, knowing that you can overcome them with hard work. The second is to work as a team. This is an important topic to your future successes as an engineer. Most of the jobs out there are on teams, and there is no single engineer. They all require the ability to communicate with someone who's not doing the same tasks as you. In order to diagnose and solve problems, you will have to gather information from people in different areas and sectors. You can't have a good design until you have all of the information, and having all of the information requires a certain level of communication. As you begin your careers as civil and environmental engineers, you will find that the majority of, if not all, of your successes can be won through working as a team, not alone. Finally, the third is to be a mentor. There are many ways that you, as graduating engineers, can start to mentor those that will follow us. One can participate in STEM projects in local high schools to encourage the next generation of engineers. And additionally, this being a slightly self-serving plug, you can return to Pitt and come talk with our students during seminar about your careers in civil engineering. I am always exceptionally proud when a former classmate and or student returns and shares their engineering experiences with those that come after them. And finally, as you advance in your career of choice, mentor new coworkers as they join you in the workforce. Hard work, teamwork, and mentorship are cornerstones to build one's career on. The other building block on your journey to success is probably in the room with you today. Whoever that may be, your father, mother, step-parent, brother, sister, spouse, or other relative, friend, or mentor. Please thank them, as your success is directly related to their support, and no one gets to a moment like this alone. As I send this message to the fall 2022 graduating class, I hope that in some way I've impacted your undergraduate studies and helped make this journey fulfilling. My door is always open. If I can ever help you in any way on your career path, please don't hesitate to reach out. And finally, I want you all to know what an honor it is to be able to speak to you today. Thank you, and hail to Pitt.
Thank you, Dr. Sachs. A member of the graduating class has been also elected by the class to deliver remarks based on achievements both in and out of the school and the department. It's my pleasure to introduce Isabel Izzy Lee, class representative for Civil and Environmental Engineering. Izzy, go ahead. Izzy is a beloved member of our department and easily the funniest and favorite undergraduate. Originally from New Jersey and very proud of it, she came to Pitt with a dream of becoming a civil engineer. Her proudest achievements over the last 4.5 years at Pitt are being the back-to-back ASE president, which is no small feat, captain of the Balsa Wood Bridge team, and hosting the Region 2 West Conference this past spring, and did a remarkable job, I may add. As a leader, she has excelled in creating opportunities for CE department students to find mentors, develop professionally, and most importantly, make lifelong friendships from college. Apart from classes, Izzy spends her time with friends trying out Pittsburgh's best restaurants, playing pickleball, or trivia and karaoke nights at Hems. She would like to thank her parents, Tara and Annie, for reminding her to do her homework, her pet fish Bucket and her cat Scout for emotionally supporting her, as well as her classmates. She would also like to thank all the faculty and staff, but especially Dr. Sachs, for motivation and keeping it real always. Izzy, please come to give your remarks.
Cool. All right. First off, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Vidic, for writing that and then speaking it today. Nicest words I've ever heard about myself. But also, I would like to thank my classmates for nominating me to give the student speech at today's graduation. Once again, I will do the thing that no one else in the department wants to do, stand up here for hopefully roughly 7 minutes and talk about our last 4.5 years. But first, I'd like to talk about a beautiful day today that we have. So glad I did a co-op so I could experience graduation in prime Pittsburgh weather. But hey, at least it's not raining or snowing. When I was told that I was nominated to speak, I went around asking my peers what they wanted to hear the most. Some said inspirational and most said funny, so here's my attempt at both. If you told sophomore year Izzy that I'd be up here giving a speech at graduation with these prestigious threads around my neck, or as Dr. Sanchez says, our graduation drip, I would have told you you've lost your minds. I started college as a shy kid who, when speaking in front of 50 people, my voice went up about 8 octaves. To where I am today, speaking in front of 300 people, reciting a speech I wrote last night while watching the Pitt soccer game. You may be wondering, how did I get here? Well, like Dr. Sachs said, I did not get here today because I did not do it alone. None of us are here today because of that. We are here today because of the people surrounding us, our classmates, our friends, our family, our lovely faculty and staff. So just a perfect example of that, flashback to sophomore year, I had just gotten a 14% on my first statics exam. Yep, that's a 14 out of 100. I was struggling at the time, dealing with personal matters, and the last thing on my mind was how to create the perfect free body diagram. Our professor at the time, Dr. Yanni Keone, who retired, unfortunately, and our TA, Suhaib, reached out to me and offered to tutor me to help me get my grade back up. After a few sessions, I went and took our next exam, got an 86, a high 5, and was back on my feet ready to finish out the semester strong. This speaks volumes to the type of faculty and staff we have here within our department and the collaborative environment we pride ourselves on at Pitt. And just as a quick side note, thank you to everyone who was my professor in these last 4.5 years. It truly means the world to me. I'm up here today because of you guys, especially you, Dr. Sachs, and Dr. Bunger as well. But as my late high school principal used to say, you lift as you climb, or in other words, you pave a path for those coming behind you. I've taken this to heart and dedicated my last 2 years here at Pitt to fostering an environment where the students after me can thrive. Through getting involved with the American Society of Civil Engineers, ASCE, or if you're my mother, ASCII, I used my position on the executive board to create more opportunities for mentorship, academic help, through final study sessions, and as well as professional development through resume reviews and mock interviews. I always received help when I needed it freshman and sophomore year in ASCE, and I made it my personal goal to strengthen those opportunities and give back to the department and the organization that has given so much to me. But enough about me and my journey here. How about my peers? Well, here are some of the high and lows of the CEE department fall class of 2022 that we have experienced together, starting with the lows. For those of you who are unfamiliar, every year ASCE hosts a student conference where we can compete in various competitions. And boy, did we compete last year. Starting with our lovely environmental engineers, some of the members here today, who spent all-nighters building a filter to clean water. Countless hours in the sub-basement of Benedum, yes, no windows, rinsing rock, gravel, and GAC, activated carbon for our non-engineering folks. And despite it all, we were still able to place second, albeit there were only 2 teams. Now moving on to our lovely structural engineers, who every year build a steel bridge. We do our design, and unlike any other school, we build and weld it ourselves. This past year's bridge looked like no other, was stronger than the Fern Hollow, and was ready to take on competition. With a great showing, we ended up getting disqualified or DQ'd, but in fairness, so did 7 other schools. And finally, our lovely concrete canoe this past year, the Flying Dutchman. To preface, this was our first year building a canoe, as we were coming off 2 years of lost knowledge and lost students because of COVID. So the night before competition, when moving the canoe to the U-Haul to be transported to the lake, it cracked along the bottom. And if you guys don't know, that's bad. So in true engineering fashion, we did what any good engineer would do. We drove to Home Depot at 10 p.m. and bought some duct tape and went to patching. The next day, our canoe was looking fierce, ready to take on Penn State. For those of you who are unfamiliar, the canoes have to pass a swamp test, which is where we push it down into the lake, and it must pop back up. We were all biting our nails as we pushed our canoe down, patiently waiting to watch it pop back up. And against all odds, our canoe emerged from the lake, ready to race. After the first 2 races go by, our palms are sweaty, knees bloody, and the Flying Dutchman has seen better days. However, that does not stop our fearless captain, who is actually graduating with us today, Jerry Weirness, from getting into the boat. Him and Callum get into the canoe and take off. At this point, blood, sweat, and tears have gone into this canoe, and with all of us watching at the shore, we watch them race, and we begin to notice that the Dutchman is no longer flying. And like a true captain, Jerry does not abandon ship. Rather, he maintains his composure and goes down with it into the lake, only to be brought back to shore by the fire department's rescue boat. There's photos of this. If anyone would like to see them, please come up to me after graduation. And despite sinking, we were still able to place 3rd. To be fair, only 3 teams raced. But remember how impressed you were before I mentioned that last part. Now, I know I started this off as lows, and even though our canoe sank, our bridge was DQ'd, and our filter kind of didn't work, our spirits were not broken. We pushed forward, as pit engineers always do, and by the grace of Dr. Bunger and Dr. Sachs, we placed 1st overall at conference. Show plaque. I was supposed to return that to Benedum in April. I kept it. I'm gonna keep it, sorry. But now we leave behind the legacy of sinking our way to victory with a smile on our faces the whole time. While I could expand on highs for hours, I will solely focus on the most important one, the community we have created as a department who has persevered through senior design, Zoom University, and those lovely 8 a.m. engineering economic analysis lectures. As most civil and environmental engineers will tell you, if you're having a bad day, the best way to be cheered up is to head to the 7th floor lounge, eat some candy that we have there, and complain about our 45-minute senior design presentations with the rest of us. It is this community that has made Pitt a home for all of us these last 4.5 years, and is the reason why I'm proud to call myself a Pitt alum. Almost. And while we have learned so much these last few years, the one thing they cannot teach us is the practical side. So, to end with a joke, what did the fish say when it swam into a concrete wall? Oh, damn. And on that note, congratulations, everyone. It was an absolute privilege to share the classroom with all of you. We did it, and hail to Pitt.
Thanks, Izzy, and congratulations on your impressive undergrad career, your sense of humor and camaraderie, and I'm sure that's going to inspire future generations of civil and environmental engineers to follow in your footsteps. I'm looking forward to hearing about many accomplishments in your career, and I hope you'll take Dr. Sachs's advice and come back to see us in years to come. We'll now begin the formal portion of the program where we give individual recognition to each of our graduating seniors. So I invite Matthew Nisnik and Eugene Kwon to the stage to announce our graduates and their accomplishments. Sorry. I forgot about the faculty. They have to come up here. So I will invite the faculty who are with us today to join us on the stage and congratulate students as they process. So Dr. Vandenbush, Dr. Kuzanovic, Dr. Eng, Dr. Rizzo, Dr. Bunger, and Dr. Sachs. Dr. Stevanovic and Dr. Billick.
Haran Lee. His PhD was on pavement design and analysis, machine learning, and concrete materials. Haran's PhD research focused on machine learning and pavement design, and he ended up with 3 peer-reviewed journal papers and 1 conference paper. He was the recipient of the 2022 Mark and Ronnie Magalati Scholarship and the 2022 EGSO Civil Engineering Travel Grant, and the second winner of the FHWA LTPP Data Contest. Haran would like to thank his advisor, Dr. Lev Kazanovich, and his PhD committee members, his colleagues in Pavement Group, and his family and friends.
Yongjing Liu. His thesis was Novel Self-Sealing Materials and Porochemical Analysis for Permanently Plugging Petroleum Wells in High-Temperature Environments. First and foremost, Aaron wants to give his sincerest thanks and appreciation to his PhD advisor, Professor Andrew Bunger. Dr. Bunger's guidance through his PhD program is extremely important. It shapes his scientific thinking and inspires him on how to approach scientific problems in the future. By working with him and watching him, Aaron learned how to become a better person. It is not merely about rigorous scientific attitude, virtues of discipline, and hard working, but also how to love, respect, and care for the people around him. Aaron also wants to say thanks for all the support from the CEE department and all the CEE faculty members, which helped him to strengthen and solidify his knowledge and understanding of civil engineering. Last but not least, Aaron wants to thank the outstanding and amazing staff here at CEE. Scooter, Alyssa, Cheryl, Sarah, and Katie, etc. Without everyone, all of these are impossible. Thanks for the support.
Daniel Luna. He did his PhD research on data and model integration, evaluation, application, and provenance with cyber water and its toolkits. Daniel wants to thank the Furists and Wilsons for their incredible support during his PhD program. Daniel started working on his PhD since 2015 and worked on projects for NASA, PennDOT, USDOT, and NSF. Daniel was able to apply his knowledge/education of environmental engineering, water resources, computer science into his PhD at Pitt.
Next, we'll move on to the Masters of Science. Basma Mohammed Awad, concentration in construction management. Basma went to Pitt as a full-time student in Swanson School of Engineering and managed to finish her master's in a year and a half. Basma managed to do an internship in estimation department at one of the construction companies in Pittsburgh. Basma would like to say thank you for the support of her friends and family. Basma got accepted as a full-time project engineer at one of the localized construction management firms in Pittsburgh, where she will start to build her career.
Morgan Rose Berger, Geotechnical Engineering. Morgan will be graduating with her Master's of Science in Civil Engineering, and she's excited to move to Washington, D.C., where she'll be working for the American Geotechnical and Environmental Services, AGES, as a geotechnical engineer. Some neat opportunities Morgan had at Pitt were making a concrete canoe float and becoming a ManLift certified at her co-op. And finally, after 5.5 years at Pitt, Morgan is very excited to be moving out of South Oakland.
Slavitska Gavrich, concentration in transportation engineering. Slavitska would like to thank her family for supporting, understanding, and loving her along this academic journey. She wants to thank her advisor, Dr. Stevanovich, and her colleagues from the lab for all of their support and encouragement so far. Over the last 2 years, Slavitska published several journals and conference papers and she will continue her PhD program in Dr. Stevanovich's lab.
Syed Aizaz Hidar, Geotechnical Engineering. Aizaz is grateful to have met some very nice people in the department and thanks you all for the support.
Kayleen Barbera Kowalski, concentration in environmental engineering. Kayleen will continue working for U.S. Steel and hopes to find new countless opportunities ahead. Kayleen would like to thank her friends, family, and colleagues for their unconditional support. Kayleen thanks all graduates for being a part of the next generation responsible engineers who will undoubtedly make a difference in the world.
June Leo, Civil Engineering. June Leo wants to say thank you for the support of his friends and hopes to go on to work in one of the world's top 500 companies. June is very grateful for his friends for being able to attend this ceremony and also very grateful to have them accompany him in his study career.
Hannah Rose Stack, concentration in geotechnical engineering. Hannah graduates with a master's in geotechnical engineering and a 1.5 years of work experience. Hannah wants to say thanks to her family and friends for their love and support. She's excited to start her job at Michael Baker in the Pittsburgh headquarters.
Maria Teresa Stupensky, Environmental Engineering. Maria is so grateful to have had the opportunity to get both her bachelor's and master's degree at the University of Pittsburgh. She would like to thank her friends and family for all their support over the course of grad school, and she plans to stay local and work full-time in Pittsburgh upon graduating.
Jessica Mariah Vaden, concentration in environmental engineering. Jessica wants to first thank all of her family and loved ones for their constant support and prayers throughout her graduate school journey. Jessica is proud of herself and her continued perseverance. It's been a journey, but she is excited to celebrate another milestone and keep the main thing the main thing. Jessica is ecstatic to continue in her graduate studies with earning her doctorate in the near future.
Wenji Xiao, Geotechnical Engineering. During the program, Wenji went to more than 10 cities in the United States and experienced the local customs and the beauties of each places. With the help of Wenji, teachers, and friends, he graduated with a high GPA. He would like to thank his friends Morgan, Hannah, and Jun Min, who had helped him a lot, both academically and in life. Wenji wants to say he will miss every person, and lastly, thanks Pitt.
Next, we will move on to the Bachelor of Science. Nicholas John Banco, Civil Engineering. Nicholas was awarded scholarships from the American Society of Highway Engineers Pittsburgh and Mid-Allegheny chapter for his work in the highway design industry, as well as his academic success. Following graduation, he is beginning his career with MS Consultants Incorporated as a graduate engineer in their Pittsburgh Highway Group. This month, Nicholas is also receiving his Bachelor's of Arts degree in Mathematics and Engineering from St. Vincent College. He would like to thank his girlfriend Madison and his mom, dad, and sister for their support.
Toby Andrew Berman, Water Resources. Toby has completed the co-op program and will be working as a field engineer on the Queensboro Bridge in New York City. He would like to thank his family and friends for their support throughout his college career.
Cameron James Bobnar, Water Resources. Cameron got a job with Sechner Engineering last May, a civil engineering and land surveying company in Donegal, Pennsylvania. He enjoys the opportunity to go to work each day and regularly working out in the field. In senior design, Cameron and his team completed the removal design for an obsolete dam in Somerset County. When the dam is removed, it will reconnect 6 miles of pristine habitat for the eastern brook trout, Pennsylvania state fish. Cameron and his team also made a significant contribution to the National Lowhead Dam database. They updated the coordinates for 256 potentially dangerous dams in Pennsylvania and plotted them all in an easy-to-use Google Earth file.
Isabella Ann Seco, Structural Engineering. Isabella is graduating summa cum laude and is excited to start her Master's of Civil Engineering degree at Pitt in spring. A highlight from her undergraduate career was studying abroad in Florence, Italy, this past summer. Isabella would like to thank her friends and family for their support over the past 4 years.
Natalie Rose Clementi, Geotechnical Engineering. Natalie is graduating with a concentration in Geotechnical Engineering and a certificate in Latin American Studies. She was also an active member of Pitt's ASCE student chapter, serving as treasurer and Pitt Symphony Orchestra. Now would like to thank her friends and family for their continued support over these past 11 semesters. Hey, you can't rush perfection. Nat will begin working as a field engineer for Keller, North America, a geotechnical specialist contractor. She'll be working out of Seattle office, which services Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Alaska, and parts of Canada.
Logan Kyle Edmonds, Transportation Engineering. Logan has accepted a position with Michael Baker International and is looking forward to starting his career as a civil engineer in 2023.
Joshua Fisher, Civil Engineering. Joshua is participating via live stream. He would like to say thank you to everyone for their encouragement and support through his undergraduate degree.
Zachary Douglas Gimbel, Construction Management. Zachary would like to thank his friends and family for supporting him on this great journey.
Anna Aaron Getz, Civil Engineering. After graduation, Anna will be working in Pittsburgh with Kimley Horn. She wants to acknowledge the hard work and support of her parents, siblings, and family that has allowed her to pursue her education. She would also like to thank her friends and peers for being sources of constant inspiration and encouragement over the past 4 years.
Lee Richard Harvey, Civil Engineering. Lee's biggest accomplishment throughout college is becoming a dad. Lee successfully passed his FE exam, and Lee is excited to graduate and start his new job with Taylor Structural Engineering.
Sadesh Iyer, concentration in construction management. Sid is graduating with a major in civil engineering and a minor in mechanical engineering, and recently received EIT certification as is working to become a professional engineer. While going to school, Sid was also working as a DJ at local events around the city as a part-time job. Sid wants to thank his friends, professors, mentor, and family members throughout the many ups and downs throughout undergrad.
David Katzenberg, environmental engineering. David would like to thank his friends and family for their support throughout his college career. David also served on the ASCE board and NRHH executive board during his time at Pitt. David completed 4 co-op rotation at the Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia, working in facility engineering, and plans to work in industry post-graduation.
Isabel Wolf Lee, civil engineering. Isabel is excited to graduate and start at Bowler Engineering in DC. Throughout her time at Pitt, she was heavily involved on campus, especially ASCE, where she served as president for 2 years. Isabel would like to thank her friends, family, and professor, especially Dr. Sachs, for supporting her in her undergraduate career.
Dylan Patrick McGettigan, civil engineering. Dylan wants to thank his friends and family for their support along the way. Dylan wants to thank his co-op company for relevant work experience and a better understanding of how the industry works. Dylan wants to thank ASCE for the professional development opportunities and fun social events.
Lindsay Lee Popovich, construction management. Lindsay was employed full-time throughout her entire college career and is excited to begin her engineering career with Archer Western in Phoenix, Arizona in their water division following graduation. Lindsay is graduating with 3 years of work experience and has begun training to be an assistant project manager with her supervisors in Arizona. Lindsay wants to thank her family for always answering the phone and being her biggest support system. She will miss her family terribly, but promises to make her family proud.
Jason Aaron Puglisi, transportation engineering. Jason is looking forward to starting his new job with Langen Engineering in Chicago. One of Jason's favorite memories is working on the CEE E-Week float till 3 a.m. with his friends in the sub-basement. Jason wants to thank his friends and ASCE for making his college experience memorable.
Kyle Briggs Robinson, civil engineering. Kyle would like to thank his family for all their support. He would also like to thank his friends for helping him during his time at Pitt. He is excited to be heading to work at Traffic Planning and Design.
Gary Joseph Schuley, Jr., structural engineering. Gary completed the co-op program and a summer internship with construction and consulting companies, which inspired him to pursue a career as a structural engineer. After graduation, Gary will pursue a master's degree in structural engineering at Pitt with support from the Euler Fellowship. Gary would like to thank his friends and family for their continued support.
Jacob Tyler Walker, structural engineering. Jake studied abroad twice during his time in college, traveling to Vietnam as a part of the +3 program and Florence, Italy, to learn about sustainability during the Renaissance. Jake also spent 3.5 years as resident assistant in Tower A and Tower B and would like to thank all of his mentors who helped him with personal and professional development. Jake would additionally like to thank his family and friends who supported him during his time at Pitt and is thankful for everything that they have helped him with along the way.
Gerald John Wernes. Geotechnical engineering. Jerry would like to thank his family for their continued support, both emotionally and financially, and his friends for making it difficult to leave. Jerry was the proud captain of last year's concrete canoe team and honorably sank with the vessel while navigating the treacherous waters of North Park Lake. Jerry is excited to begin his full-time employment as a project engineer with McCrossin Foundations, a local geotechnical contractor.
Matthew Joseph Wobrack, Construction Management. Matt is graduating the Swanson School of Engineering with a bachelor's degree in civil engineering. Along with a minor in economics, Matt completed 3 co-op rotations with 2 Pittsburgh engineering firms, the Walsh Group and Carl Walker Construction. After graduation, Matt is excited to work in the Pittsburgh area for his first full-time role. Matt would like to thank his family, friends, fellow classmates, and professors for pushing him to be the best student and overall person he can be every day. He feels very blessed to have made so many great memories over his 4+ years at Pitt. Hail to Pitt.
Now we're going to go to the Bachelor's of Science, Environmental Engineering. Midori Audrey Bridges. Midori would like to thank her friends and family for supporting her these last 4 years.
Noah Hunter Harvey. Noah wants to say thanks to all his friends and family for all their support. Chugs me.
Colin J. Kirshner. Colin is excited to start as a staff consultant for Civil and Environmental Consultants, CEC, Monroeville, after graduation. Colin wishes to thank his family for their continued love and support. Nothing would have been possible without them.
Amanda Mary Martin. Amanda competed on ASCE's environmental team, was a squad leader in the Pitt Marching Band, and a peer mentor through the Department of Retention. Amanda gained hands-on experience with 2 internships at civil engineering, a civil engineering field intern at PennDOT, and an EHS intern at Coterra Energy. Amanda passed her FE exam and excited to start her career as a wastewater engineer at Whitman Requart and Associates in Cranberry, PA.
Julia Elizabeth Masco, Environmental Engineering. Julia completed a certificate in public and professional writing, a sustainability internship at Pitt, and 3 co-op rotations. After graduation, Julia is thrilled to begin her career as a sustainability analyst at Sustainable Solution Corp. Julia will forever be grateful for the incredible people who supported, challenged, and guided her.
Jack Cameron Richards. Jack would like to thank his parents for supporting him both financially and emotionally these past 4.5 years while he's matured and grown into his own person. Jack would like to thank his professors throughout college for pushing him and continually stimulating him within the classroom setting. Jack is excited to start his new job with Trinity Consultants at the start of the next year.
Sydney Danielle Robertson. Sydney wants to say thank you to her friends and family for their constant encouragement. She's excited to serve 4 months in Cambodia developing water and sanitation systems.
Evan Michael Trump. Evan would like to thank Dr. Haig and the Haig Lab Group and friends and family for their support of his educational goals and growth. Evan is proud to have competed with Pitt's ASE chapter in competitions such as Region 2 West and the Ohio Valley Student Competition. Evan is excited to pursue his master's degree after attempting a through hike of the Pacific Crest Trail this coming May.
Thank you, Matthew and Eugene. Thank you for your help here. We faculty and staff in the department would also like to acknowledge the family members and friends who have contributed to your success emotionally, financially, and spiritually. They certainly deserve your recognition and thanks. So one applause for the family and friends. After the university certifies you as graduates, assumption is you're all graduating, you will become Pitt alumni. As you succeed in your professional life, I encourage you to maintain the bonds between you and your classmates for sure, and with your Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering through active participation in our many programs and events. We are the only department in the school that have its own alumni association. I encourage you to join the Civil Engineering Alumni Club. Civil and environmental engineers build a human environment, and so you are part of a proud millennia-long profession. As you build your own careers, you will find that civil and environmental engineers build the bridges, both physically and metaphorically, that help to improve the human condition around the world. Our best wishes are extended to you and your families and your friends as you go out and change the world, and change the world you will. Thank you to people who have assisted in the arrangements for today, especially Alyssa and Cheryl. We'll thank them for helping in making this. We thank them for help making this a very special event for us today. At this time, we would like to serenade our graduate students one last time. Faculty and the audience, would you stand with me as we sing Sweet Caroline? Graduates and faculty, please process out of the door you came in and line up outside for a photo. And yeah, students, you gotta stand up too. Sorry. And let me congratulate you again on your outstanding accomplishments, and I wish you all the best in your personal and professional pursuits, and hail to Pitt.
Thank you all for coming.